It's pretty much that time of the year again, where MLB The Show 19 and the baseball season have winded down, and we start looking forward to the Show 20. This year's installment of the franchise took some steps in the right direction when it comes to Road to the Show, the main career mode in MLB The Show, but there is still plenty of room to improve. That's what we're going to be going over in this video, specifically Road to the Show improvements that should be in the Show 20, and we'll have other videos for the other game modes as well. Without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Road to the Show used to be the premier game mode of the MLB The Show series, before San Diego Studios started to funnel more and more of their time and attention into Diamond Dynasty, sort of leaving Road to the Show in the dust. However, they did do a bit to change it this year, such as adding mini-games with training, a friend-rival system, new personalities, and some perks. However, despite all this new stuff, it still feels all very surface level and not nearly as expanded upon as it should be. In MLB The Show 20, the first order of business should be to make stuff matter. Make your player's personality affect how their relationship with others go, how they go about training, how they react to in-game situations, their strengths both on and off the diamond, rather than having some perks that just really don't change anything about the game. And one of the biggest problems that's always faced Road to the Show is that it's really repetitive, it gets boring quickly, and kind of lacks a personality for your player. One way this could be fixed is making a pre-game area for your player to hang out at, like a My Court in NBA 2K's My Career. For example, your player could have his own baseball facility he hangs out in, and you could use some of that sweet Major League cash you get to buy a new one, upgrade the one you have, and just generally buy some cool stuff to pimp it out a bit. In this area, you should be able to do some batting practice, fielding practice, lift weights, and other workouts and drills that San Diego Studios could add into the game. This alone would be light years better than the menu screen we've had for over a decade of games now, and could add an extra incentive to chasing money versus playing for a contender when it comes to free agency, or really taking any sort of risk with how you manage your career. You can sign one-year deals for your entire career if you want, but how often does that really happen for any player who's not in their late 30s or early 40s? The bottom line is that hitting 50 home runs a year and driving in those 200 runs in Road to the Show feels pointless and shallow, because at the end of the day, once it's over, it's over. But having somewhere where your accomplishments and earnings can be seen visually and physically could make a huge difference. Road to the Show also makes you feel like you're playing as a major leaguer and not that you are a major leaguer. So much more interactivity throughout the mode can go a long way to making it feel like a more authentic MLB experience. Let us walk through the clubhouse, improve the god-awful multiple choice dialogue, and just overall do more to make it feel like you're truly in the bigs. Another thing is that Road to the Show should allow the player to take over an already existing career instead of having to start from scratch every time. Similarly to how Madden allows you to take over an active player's career, MLB The Show should have a similar feature. The Road to the Show doesn't just have to be your own road, it could be Mike Trout's, Juan Soto's, or even Chris Davis's. Sometimes you don't want to be that Joe Random, fighting his way through the minors, making those terrible wages that you couldn't possibly live off of, and you just want to be an established star already, and why the hell not? Especially when the mechanic is already in the game to a degree with player lock. Another thing I've thought about often when it comes to how they can improve Road to the Show is how could they possibly implement a game mode like My Park into MLB The Show, and it's always been kind of tough for me to figure out how they could do it. Obviously, a full online 9v9 would be impossible to pull off due to shitty internet issues and the player base simply not being big enough to sustain that over the life cycle of a game. However, maybe it could entail a friendly home run derby match at a local field with you and your buddies using your Road to the Show characters, or even something as different and out there as a wiffle ball game mode. The developers would have to get creative with something like this to truly work. However, it would add another cool aspect to Road to the Show that can give even more incentive to grind the game mode out. Road to the Show is by no means a bad game mode. When you're really bored, it can be fun to pick it up and just absolutely destroy everyone in your path as you dominate the major leagues. However, it's very surface level and it's very shallow, and they could do so much more with it. By taking things from other sports games like 2K and Madden, they could implement it into their own game and improve it tenfold. I mean, all the ideas, all the outlines, it's all there. San Diego Studios just has to take it and make it work in an MLB setting. Over the last 8 installments of the franchise, there just hasn't been enough done to improve the game mode, and it's about time for that to change. Giving the player more freedom to spend their career earnings in the game mode, view their accomplishments in a physical way, take over the careers of existing players, and adding a My Park-like game mode would make Road to the Show an absolutely elite game mode, further solidify its place as one of the premier sports gaming experiences. So the ball is in your court, San Diego Studios. Get crazy with Road to the Show, get different with it, and make something that everyone can love. What new features do you guys think should be added into Road to the Show? Get crazy with it, let me know in the comment section down below, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, I'm out. Peace.